So Java supports multi-threading. Multi-threading in Java is a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. Thread, what is thread first of all? Thread is a lightweight sub-process. Okay. So also called as the smallest unit of processing. Multi-processing and multi-threading both are used to achieve a multitasking. Multi-processing and multi-threading one another same are used to achieve a multitask. See, we use a multi-threading basically for a multi-processing because threads use a shared memory area. Threads use a shared memory area. These are useful for a multi-processing. Multi-processing. Okay, because threads share memory, same memory area. That's why we can able to perform a multiprocessing. See, they don't allow separate memory area to save memory, so saves memory, and context switching between the threads takes less time than a process. Context switching means we can manually switch from one process to another process between the threads. That takes less time than a process. Okay, so we use a multi-threading, that multi-processing because threads use a shared memory area. And coming to advantages, what are the advantages? Advantages of multi-threading. So it does not lock the user because we have so many methods are there to handle multi-threading. Okay, multi-threading, multi-processes in the background. It does not lock the user because threads are independent and you can perform multiple operations at the same time. Since threads are independent, you can perform multiple threads or operations at the same time. Second advantage is you can perform many operations together, so saves time. One option is one advantage is does not block the user because each thread is independent. Okay, second one is you can perform many operations together, so saves time. Okay, and third one is threads are independent, so it does not affect other threads if an exception occurs in the single thread. Okay, coming to multitasking, what is multitasking? Multitasking means doing multiple tasks at the same time, executing multiple tasks simultaneously. Yes, we use multitasking to utilize the CPU. Multitasking can be achieved in two ways. Multitasking. Third one is it supports multitasking. So what is multitasking? Multitasking is a process of executing multiple tasks simultaneously. Multiple tasks simultaneously. Okay. So if you perform multiple tasks simultaneously, it reduces the processing on CPU. Multitask can be achieved in two ways. One is a process-based multitasking and a thread-based multitasking. There are two ways we can achieve multitasking. One is a process-based multitasking, another one is a thread-based multitasking. So process-based and thread-based. Since Java supports, we always prefer to follow thread-based multitasking. Why? Each process has an address in memory. If you follow process-based, each process has an address in memory. So each process allocates a separate memory area. Each process allocates separate memory area. But that is not the case with the multi-threading. Okay. So process is since it allocates separate memory for each and every process, is a heavyweight. Cost of communication between the process is very high. Cost of communication between the process is high. I will show you in practice. How many threads are running now? I will show you very simply. Okay, this is more details. Just look at here services. These many services are running in the backend. See, processors. Look at here. How many processors are running? Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. These are processors. These are not threads. Okay, to switch from one process to another process is very costly. Each process has a separate memory address. And one thing, second thing is a communication between the processes is heavy or high. Okay, so Windows follows multiprocessing. Most of the operating system follows multiprocessing. But if you write a program in Java, most of the programs follow multi-threading. Multi-threading, thread-based multitasking is lightweight because it shares the same address. Okay, so it shares the same address. It does not allocate separate address, and lightweight. Cost of communication between the thread is very, very low. Okay, so in simple words, thread is nothing but a lightweight subprocess, the smallest unit of processing. It is a separate path of execution. Threads are independent. If there occurs exception in one thread, it does not affect the another thread because each thread it uses a shared memory area. That's why it does not throw any error. So you can simply say each process contains multiple threads. They are independent. Then each process contains a multiple threads. Thread based and a process based. So you can simply say OS is a parent. OS contains multiple processes. Now you can see right here how many processes are there. What is multi-threading? Here you can see the process. How many processes? So many processes are there. Each process contains threads. So first level is OS. Each OS contains multiple processes. Each process contains the threads. One thread, two, and so on. The reason is threads share a same memory area and the lightweight, and cost of communication between the processes is low, and they can communicate easily. Okay. So Java provides a thread class. I told you already Java is a version. Java provides so many classes. One of the classes thread class. So thread class is used to achieve a multi-threading programming. This class, thread class, provides a constructor and methods to create and perform operations on a thread. Thread class extends the object class and implements a runnable interface. Thread class extends the object class and implements a runnable interface. What are the methods are there? Thread class contains so many methods. Java provides thread class. This class has so many methods. What are those methods? Start. So it starts a thread and then run. It simply runs your thread and sleep. It will keep your thread on pass mode. And then if you want to fetch the current thread, you can use a current thread. Okay. And then if you want to join another thread, we use a join. Okay. It waits for a thread to die till you want to join another thread. Get a priority. If you want to get the priority of the thread, we use a priority of the current thread. Get priority. Right? There are multiple threads out there. You can assign a thread. You can set a priority also. Priority. This is setting a priority, getting priority, and get name. Get name is used to get the thread name. And set name, we can set the name of the thread. And you can use a get ID. If you want to get ID of the thread, we use a get ID. Is alive. I want to check whether the thread is alive or dead. You can use a is alive. Okay. Suspend. Yes, is alive. There are multiple threads. If you want to kill certain thread, you can kill. Okay, I will explain that later. Suspend. If you want to suspend this particular thread, you can use it. It is used to suspend the thread. Okay, if you want to resume, you have suspended a thread. Again, you want to run the thread. Again, we have to use a command called resume. Resume is a command or function used to resume the suspended thread. If you want to stop the thread, we can simply stop. And destroy. I told you already, we can kill certain threads. We can simply use a destroy. Okay. And if you want to interrupt, you can interrupt and check whether it is interrupted or not. And if you want to active, I want to check the number of threads currently running. You can use a active count, check access, hold lock, dump, get stack trace, and then enumerate, get state, toString, notify, notify all. So many methods are there, but we use these very popular methods. Start. Before going to run the method, you have to start. After that, you have to run the thread. Okay. After that, if you want to kill the thread, you can simply use a destroy. Okay. If you want to set a priority or get a priority to the thread, you can use get priority and set priority. Okay. If you want to know the current thread, you can simply call a method called current thread. Okay. So this is all about the theory part. Okay, we'll discuss demo probably tomorrow. This is all about multi-threading. So multi-threading, we can understand what is multi-threading, life cycle of a thread, 2 ways to create a thread, how to perform multiple tasks by a multiple threads, and how to schedule a thread, sleep a thread, how to start a thread twice, joining a thread, naming a thread, prioritizing a thread, and shut down the hook, garbage collection, synchronization with synchronized method, and so on. We'll see tomorrow. So now you have some understanding on what is multi-threading, and thread is nothing but a sub unit in the process, and a set of process is called as OS. So OS is a parent, OS has a multiple process. Each process contains multiple threads. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm just going to stop recording.